A man from his private jet was shot by a sniper hidden in the cliffs. Levi woke up in shock after a horrible dream. In the middle of the night, he dressed and left home to find comfort on a beach. He stood there till sunrises. He got a message to report to see Pendleton, but he will be picked up in a black SUV. He salutes a colonel before meeting the general. Levi had no idea who the officer was, but judges to be a high-rank officer after a colonel obeys her order.
I guess you're some kind of high-level spook.
She confirms Levi as an elite sniper with extreme level of records, and works for the Marine Corps on occasion. She asks if he has no contract with any private sector or the military. Levi answers some corporate told him he is not fit for mission. The colonel asks his opinion if he fits for service, but he says,
"Doesn't matter what I think."
She asked about his family and loved ones, but Levi doesn't have one, and he suffers from PTSD. The colonel asks to see a doctor, but he refuses and says he has no reason. In Lithuania, Drasa hugs her father, Erica's, as he plays music on her wife's grave. She brought a flower to her dead mother. They spoke of emotional moment for a while as he plans to die on Val's Day. She gave her father the shell casing from her recent kills, revealing she is behind the death of the man from the plane. She told her father she will head on a mission which will keep her a long time, but her father assures her he is fine and will love her no matter what. Levi wakes up in a plane, and a pilot took his fingerprint and likely gadget on him. He was told to prepare to jump of the plane. They got him flying in the air after a successful landing. He walked on foot for days and night, climbing cliffs and mountains. He came across a massive hole in front of him. Short after, Jasper, a former British Marine corporal, meet Levi. He walked him to the tower. He explains the assignment to Levi, highlighting the automated cloaking systems, the deadly creature and the ominous emergency protocol. Jasper leaves after the orientation. A lonely Levi made some refreshment and readings. Jasper was picked by a military copter, but turns wild as he noticed there is an odor to kill him. He was killed and left flying in the woods. Bartholomew received a call after Jasper was killed, revealing the mission to be deadly and mysterious. At the tower, he checked the encrypted signals and metadata in his radio relay, confirming Bartholomew had detected their intrusion into the facility's systems. He found written quotes on the wall behind the book section and reads,
"Those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go."
In his garden, he hears a noise and noticed another tower on the other side of the gorge. He went for a close search and saw Drasa on the other side, busy cutting a tree with a chainsaw. In the night, Levi wakes up again in shock after a thunder strike. He hurts himself with a broken glass when roaming with his gun. He noticed Drasa not asleep in her tower. On Drasa's birthday, she celebrated with a small cake and a drink. She spied on Levi on his balcony. She fires in the air to seek his attention. When Levi focuses, she asks of his name, but Levi responded with they are not allowed to contact each other. But Drasa says it's her birthday, so she does what she wants today. Levi then tells her his name and cheers her. Drasa asks for a dance, but Levi refuses. Drasa then puts a glass to test his shot skills. Drasa took the first shot, making Levi retaliates. Drasa tell him to check his side of the gorge. They found deadly creatures emerging and start firing at them. A creature nearly got Drasa, but she fires at it, and Levi fires on her side. An explosion hit Drasa, but due to the automations, all the defense guns activated firing on both gorge. Drasa felt weak and falls to the ground. She took care of herself and tells Levi her best birthday ever. He fixes damages and a drone from nowhere came for a spy. Drasa plays a piano. She finds a surprise for her from Levi, wishing her a Merry Christmas. They both embrace the moment. The next day, they play a chess while both tells where they step with writings on board. They play drums too. Levi wakes up in the night again in horror, only to think of Drasa, who is also staring at him with a scope. Drasa was all alone sobbing because she misses her father. Levi tells her he misses her, and she wishes there could be a way to be together. Levi carefully made a hook from a small missile. In the morning, he prepares a rope to fire to Drasa's end. Drasa sees this and rushes for an extinguisher to quench the fire from the missile. Levi then tells her he will be in for a dinner tonight. She giggles and Levi took some flowers, hook himself on the line and runs to Drasa's end. Drasa met him for a warm greeting and told him to take a quick shower. She dries new cloth for him on a dry line, so he wears after shower. On their dinner night, They spoke about the mysterious place and long-time stories from Drasa. Drasa shares part of her past life, ensuring trust and vulnerability in both. They light candles and play some music, dancing together like couples. They kissed and have an affair. Levi opens up emotionally, saying, "I'm writing a poem about you." Drasa responds by teasing him about his sniper skills. She jokes about whether he was the sniper who hit the world record shot in Yemen, but Levi refuses to take credit. As Levi prepares to return to his tower, Levi tells Drasa he loves her before he leaves. On the zip line, a blast occurs as the creature triggers it while trying to climb up. The zip line breaks and he falls into the gorge. Drasa on the other end falls into the gorge to save Levi. She tells into a river below and manages to survive, freeing herself. Levi hangs on a tree. A monster wakes him up. He shots to set himself free but falls on a life-eating branch. Drasa came on time rescuing him. Monsters on horses attacked them. They tried to kill Drasa, but she took it down with a gunshot. Levi also manages to survive, killing the monster. Levi noticed the monster's uniform were military uniforms. They walked further in the gorge. They came across a devastated environment with noises of monsters. They entered one of the cabins. The cabin is revealed to be a church. Spiders attacks them in the church and they fight back. Their noises caught the attention of the monsters. One attacks Levi, pinning him to the chairs. Drasa was hit, flying straight into the woods and pinned by the monster. Levi breaks free, hitting the monster hard. Drasa also frees herself, killing the monster. She breaks the cabin, making a way for them to escape. They run to the gorge since the monsters are everywhere. On exploring what's inside, they entered a laboratory. They kept looking around. They turned on a generator as a power source to watch a tape Levi found while searching the lab. The tape reveals the researchers' remorse over the catastrophic World War II-era biochemical experiments that led to the creation of the Hollow Men. Levi turns on the computer to see Dark Lake is behind this act. Dark Lake is a huge corporation in genetics research. They created these men because they needed high-intelligence soldiers. They realized they are on this mission just to protect their secret. They motivate themselves in a moment, showing how they care for each other. Before taking a step out to fight their way back, Levi throws a gas to clear air before they take the step. They walked, been alert to whatever that comes. Drasa picked a bag only to find out at a trap and was pulled by a horse monster. Levi follows to save her. Her head hit a tree when she tried fighting back and went unconscious as the monster pulls her away. Levi walks in the fog, only to discover a hidden underground tunnel that led him deeper into what appeared to be an old, abandoned town. Drasa was tied up by the Hollow Man in his chamber. The Hollow Man nearly attacked her, but she pushed it with her leg and she fell to the ground. She charged towards him, hitting him to the corner. She stabbed it with a sharp object but has no effect on the monster. It pinned her to the ground. A snake tries hitting Drasa, but she cut its head before it could attack. The monster pulls a sword, but Drasa dodges some moves before she took a wooden fire to defend. Levi fires to the monster, killing it. Levi reveals he was the first soldier in the West Tower when he saw his name, and the tunnel is a chemical missile facility. At the facility, they came across lines of cells. They found a sleeping monster. Drasa steps on a sticky liquid. Her noise awakens the monsters to attack them, but Levi slices them with his sword. The sleeping monster awakens and calls for attack, but Drasa set it on fire, managing to escape the building. They found a car garage. They fixes one of the cars and left on the road. Levi found a zip line that connects his tower all the way down. He connects to the car to pull them up. The monsters attack and Drasa starts firing them to slow them down. They manage to pull themselves, but the monsters keep on attacking. Levi pulls his sword to fight back as they keep on approaching. Drasa also fights with an axe. Drasa got choked but frees herself and pushes it away. They set the hollow attacking men ablaze. Drasa pulls Levi up and they cut the line, letting go of the car. They climb up and Levi takes care of Drasa. Levi was thinking about if they are infected, but Drasa gave him a hoping answer. They shared a toast and Levi tells Drasa why he was chosen for the mission. He has no one to look up to and he is all alone in his world, but tells Drasa he now has a reason to live. They both stare with affection. Levi leaves Drasa's end with a zip line after a kiss and a love confession. Levi radios in and Bartholomew answers. She asked if he went to the gorge because a computer system was activated. She explains why the creation and how the company want a strong army. But Levi says negative, and she assumed it Drasa, so she demand an elimination immediately.
Consider it done.
A soldier she once believed in has now betrayed the mission and compromised the entire operation. She promised to kill Levi herself. Drassa tells Levi she loves him the next morning. Levi tells Drassa to run when the commander approaches with a copter. The commander demands they search for them immediately, since there was no sign of them in their towers. The drones fire at Levi in the woods. A tree branch hit Levi to the ground. Levi shots to destroy the drone. Drassa hit a drone to the ground. They both landed on a spot to target their enemies. The commander finds Levi quote on the wall revealing the truth can't be hidden. Levi and Drassa starts breaking the radio signals and the controlling systems, exposing the gorge. An alarm rings signaling danger as a nuclear weapon, Stray Dog, is about to explode. The commander runs as they only have 2 minutes. The explosion was so hard, the copter failed and falls in the gorge, killing the commander. Levi falls from a cliff into a river, while Drassa on high grounds watches from afar, and later walks away. Drassa lived in a cave waiting for Levi for days. Drassa reads the poem Levi wrote for her at sunset while she sobs in sorrow. In France, Drassa, now a waitress, saw Levi at her restaurant. He made an order just like a scene of how they spoke on their first day. They happily kissed each other.